is life and we need to save it, conserve it, please don't waste it. Use it when it's necessary for cooking, drinking, and beating the heat.
The Ghana Water Incorporated is currently installing meters countrywide to assist the customers in conserving the amount of water they utilize and also to provide accurate billing based on actual consumption. This is going to be our topic of discussion on this program of The Flow as we focus on GWI's metering program. And I know, as always, we say it's a program you can't afford to miss, but this one you truly don't want to miss. Our guests for this program of The Flow will be Sinildat Baron, Head of Field Services, Carlos Rodriguez, a non-revenue water manager, and Martin Gurrick, he's Assistant Divisional Manager for Georgetown. And later on in our last segment of The Flow, we're going to be chatting with GWI's Customer Services Manager, Ms. Jeanette Thomas. So stick around with us here on The Flow.
The gift of nature, yes, it's water. We provide a service so you can enjoy it. So pay your bill, act responsibly. Easy payment, make it a priority. Your timely payments will ensure sustainability, yeah.
Thank you for staying here with us on The Flow. Don't forget, it's brought to you by the Ghana Water Incorporated. And if you've just joined us, we're updating all of our customers on GWI's current metering program. Now, many of you should be familiar with the water meters, and to provide a full understanding of its importance, we'll now turn our attention to non-revenue water manager Carlos Rodriguez, and Carlos is going to share with us the purpose of the water meter, and he actually has one, so he's going to be demonstrating how the meter measures our water consumption. So thank you for being here, all of you actually, and Carlos, we're going to start off with you, because some persons still don't get the importance or the use, the main idea of the water meter. They see it as this big contraption that is fooling, if not them, fooling GWI. So let's zoom in on the water meter.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me. Well, simply put, a water meter is basically a device that is used to measure water that passes through, and it measures basically the water that is used by a home. Usually they're being placed inside boxes like these. The meter is basically this device that has a dial.
Okay.
Right now, the way how it works is that the water basically passes through from this pipe here. This section is connected to the pipes that's next to the road, and as the water passes through here, it causes these dials to spin, and by the exact amount of water that passes through, and it's actually recorded here.
Okay.
Right, so
So for someone who's, I don't like numbers and all those fancy things confusing me. So for
Yes.
someone who, they just want to pay more attention to their consumption. And of course, if you have the device, you should have an idea of how it
Yes.
works. So could you explain, what we should really be looking at when we look? Because we're not supposed to TTV it, but if we look at it, what should we be looking at in our
Yes.
water meters?
okay, well, looking at this dial, right, you'll notice that they have a section here that has some red color, some numbers. Now, those numbers that are there signify liters, the amount of water in liters. And the one that is in black is in meter cubes. Now, 1,000 liters is equal to 1 meter cube. Now, if you notice this small dial here that looks like a small clock, now every time this go around one time, it basically gives you 1 liter.
Okay.
So when this go around one time, it causes this one at the red to increase incrementally by 1. So it continues doing so until it reaches for the meter cube. And basically what happens is that at the end of the month, our meter reader will pass around and record this reading. And by the following month, it comes back again and records this reading again. And then we take the difference of the two, and that's basically the consumption of that home for that period. But this is basically how it works.
So it's important, even to the housewife to just make little jottings so that you can compare
Yes.
with the meter reader when he or
Yes,
she
it
comes.
is actually a very good instrument for your own conservation use, and also could be used as a device to actually detect leaks inside your home too.
Okay.
Especially how you could use it, very simple, is you could cut off all the taps within your home and basically come and look at the reading here, and if you notice this dial still spinning, you know that you have a leak somewhere, and you should get a plumber come in immediately and have it check out, see if you have any leaks there, or probably check out your cistern, which is a very common problem that we have. You have cisterns that are leaking and people don't know, and it records all of this as consumption.
Okay, so if you've been seeing, I've been turning off everything, but yet still
Yeah.
the water bill, it's high. So it's a
Yes.
pretty good conservation tool because also you can use it to compare.
Yeah.
Compare weekends when you would have been doing a lot of laundry and washing
Yeah.
the car and whatever, as compared to a day when you're home and you know you're not doing any of that. You can
That's
see
correct.
see the difference. All right, Carlos, thank you so much for helping us to understand this contraption that we should have in our homes as GWI works to help us, and which in turn will help them. So moving on now to Mr. Barron, word has it that you were part of a program at LBI and it was quite successful, and that metering played a big part in it. So tell me a little bit about the project and the importance of metering to its success.
Thank you, Keen, for having me on the program.
No problem.
Yes, actually, the project is still ongoing. We're about 70% completed, and of course, metering did play a significant part in the success of the project. Before we started the project, the area was about 30% of the persons had meters in the area, but now we've moved the coverage to like 80%,
Which is good.
right? So what we find happening is that in the latter part of last year, there was a significant change in pressure throughout the service area, as the LBI area. We managed to actually double that pressure in the area. As such, if you notice, we have an elevated tank located at LBI. We have managed to get that back in operation and it's been functional, and it has been providing a sustained pressure throughout the system. So metering did play a significant role in allowing us to improve the level of service in that area.
Okay, so the service has been improved, and also at a time when GWI needs every cent,
That's
persons
correct.
will now be paying for what they
They
use, which is important.
I'd just like to add one more point. Seeing that we install these meters now, we are able to service the customer on a continuous basis. That is 24 hours, right? Because what we find is that the usage among the customers has been limited. And as such, we have the ability now to service the customers on a 24-hour basis.
All right, thank you very much there. And we're happy that you're getting our success stories. So we're going from success story to not so good story as we talked to Martin Gurrick. And Martin, he is the Assistant Divisional Manager for Georgetown. And I heard you have issues and challenges with multiple customers sharing the same service connection here in the city. I mean, Unity is good. Unity it's a lovely thing. But if GWI installed a meter on each customer's connection, would that now resolve the problem? Would that make things a little bit better?
It is. Thank you for having us here, Green. What happens in certain cases where we have the water main on the road and we connect, normal case we connect to your house directly. In certain cases we have yards or houses in the yard. What we would do is run a single line and tap off from each one to each customer in their yard because of the logistics and how it is installed. What would happen, some customers, naughty ones, would connect to that directly without us knowing it.
It's called
It's
Unity.
yes. So installing meters at each customer will actually give the customer the correct reading, and they will pay for that what they use,
Okay.
right? Rather than what we call the subletting or theft by on.
Yeah,
right?
a communal sort of arrangement, which also has issues because when a bill does come, somebody's going to say they're not at
Yes, they're
home
not right.
often. Another body will say, well, they only bathe once a week, so it can't be them. And, you know, there's going to be an issue as to who pays what. But if you have your own meter,
So they will.
you will pay for
what you
whatever
use.
has been
Yes.
done. So you guys are working now to
Working to correct that.
right.
Right.
Explain further how
Okay.
GWI
What happens? We will install. When we move from single connections, right? You have a larger main
Okay.
that is installed in the yard, but now from that we branch off from that. Install meters at each house, so each service line will be kept, will be sealed, so there's no reduce the effect of tampering.
Okay.
So each customer will now have a service line there, rather than before it comes from the main road, runs through the yard, So the first and second house, before it gets to the fourth house, somebody could tee off or so. That wouldn't happen anymore.
And this is not just for homes that would have already had 3-4 houses in a
No.
yard, but this is, let's say I have a property and I decide to erect
Right.
a home for a sister or a
For a
brother.
right.
They have to come into GWI
Come
and have
into
you guys
GWI.
do that.
Yes.
So I can't just go, because
No, we can't.
it's my brother
No, no.
and we live good.
No.
I have to come into
You have to come
GWI.
into GWI.
Because maybe down the line, brother and I might fall out.
Common thing.
All right, but of course you use it, so you have to pay for it. So we do hope that you would work hand in hand with the Guyana Water Incorporated. All right, gentlemen, we're gonna wrap up this part on metering for our customers, because we're doing it for them, because we don't want to just hit them with something and they don't understand. Some key points so that they can remember that having a meter, having a service that is metered, it is of utmost importance.
Yes, I like to encourage customers who don't have a meter to see the meter as beneficial to them, because I myself at once did not have a meter.
Okay.
But you see, when you have a meter, you could able manage your usage accordingly. You could control and monitor your usage on a daily basis. So at the end point, at the end of the month, you know what you have to pay, right? So I encourage those customers, just look at the meter. It will help you a long way in managing your resources.
All right, and Carlos, I know you're like Mr. Barron, you're on the road. You're in the fields. You see what happens from day to day. Just remind us of the importance of being metered.
Well, what I would like to add, right, is that on a bigger picture, the metering really help GWI help the customer.
Okay.
In that, we do metering projects and we meter everybody. We would like to account for all the water that is actually going through into the system. And what we find in our experience is that areas that are metered usually tend to have longer sorbent periods.
Okay.
So once the customer receives the meter and they accept it and they start practice conservation, we find that we are able to improve the level of service, the continuity of supply, and so on. And it enables us to actually identify sections that are very leaky or have high wastage and so on. So we could get to do more work into the system and benefit the customer.
All right, and Martin, you.
Yes. Just want to add this. What Brian was saying, meter is good.
Okay.
I consume. I actually pay about $2,000 a month, based on that, as opposed to if you estimate it for water that you don't even use. I have seen the benefits. One case that you mentioned, the Byron case, but it's countrywide. Once you have meters installed, customers become aware of what they usage and they plan towards that.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much. And it's true. It's not a high rate at all. I think in a report about 3-4 years ago, Guyana actually pays almost next to nothing for water consumption compared to other countries in the Caribbean. So just as you budget for your data plan and your hair and your nails every month,
Budget
please,
for your water usage.
yes, please budget for your water usage. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Sunil Barron, Head of Field Services, Carlos Rodriguez, Non-Revenue Water Manager, and Martin Garrick, he's Assistant Divisional Manager, Georgetown. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be chatting with the Customer Services Manager, Jeanette Thomas, and she's going to be sharing with you some very vital information. So do stay here with us on The Flow.
The gift of nature. Yes, it's water. We provide a service so you can enjoy it. So pay your bill, act responsibly. Easy payment, make it a priority. Your timely payments will ensure sustainability. Yeah.
All right, this is the final segment of this program of The Flow, and as promised, I have on set with me now Ms. Jeanette Thomas. She is Customer Services Manager at the Guyana Water Incorporated, and we're going to be talking about the importance of paying attention to GWI's bill due dates. Of course, they would have introduced the monthly billing system. So she's going to chat with us a little bit about these due dates and how important it is that you pay attention. So Jeanette, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Kaden.
All right, first things, what does the bill due date indicate, and where can I find it on GWI's water bill?
Thank you, Kaden. It's really the payment due date. It's
Okay.
telling you when by what date you should make payment for the bill that you would have received. This is on two places on your water bill. Towards the bottom of your bill, you see there's a little part that's marked "Do Not Detach." That's called
Okay.
the stub. So the payment due date is on that part of the bill, and towards the top of the bill, immediate just after your account number.
Okay. So it's there evident. We have no excuse, we can see.
Right.
So we look for, because you know the first thing we do, we look for the amount. So after
Right.
you look for the amount, ensure you look for the due date. Now, if a customer misses a bill due date, what are the consequences?
Okay, if you do not pay by the due date, you can be disconnected. Your service can be disconnected. So we will really appeal to our customers. As you mentioned just now, we have introduced monthly billing for all customers, whether you are metered or unmetered. So every month you get your bill, whatever time you get your bill, say in January, then you should expect it in February, March, and throughout the rest of the year. So you know when your due date will be. For the unmetered customers, your due dates are usually towards the end of the month, 28 days after that bill was generated.
Okay.
And we will be putting it in the press soon to let persons know by area. When I say area, though, I don't mean by village. In GWI, we're now using what we call the regions. The regions as the 10 administrative regions. We do not supply water in all 10 of those regions, but we will be billing you by your region. So we'll be able to tell you when your due date is going to be by region.
All right. For someone who wants to stay on top of things, they're really good with budgeting, or let's say our senior citizens, you know, they want to be able to manage things. Is there any way that they can know the upcoming due dates? I know you said just now publishing. Is there a way that persons can know, well, if I go here, I will know the due dates as they come?
We will be uploading all of this information to our website for those who are not technologically challenged, who can go on Facebook, and those who are on WhatsApp. We know Timothy is very active on WhatsApp.
Very active.
And you can get your due dates. We'll be posting all those stuff.
All right. And remind customers, please, about the many options to pay their GWI water bills.
Yes, we have provided just about every agency that you can make payments at for any other utility, so that you can make your payment. We have Bill Express, we have SurePay. Those are places where you go to receive your money from overseas or wherever, so you can make your payments for your water bills at the same time. We have mobile money for those who want to have their wallets on their phone. We have the commercial banks. We have GBTI, Citizens Bank, Bank of Nova Scotia, and Republic Bank, whom you can pay online, or you can make over-the-counter payment, I think, to Republic Bank. Then we have all the post offices countrywide, and for sure we have all our commercial offices across the regions where you can go in and make payments. And one of the things is that we have implemented some time ago where the last Saturday of every month our office is opened for those persons who really cannot make it to the office Monday to Friday to make payment or to make a query. We have all our offices open.
All right. So with so many options and so many places to go, we have no excuse.
No excuse.
None whatsoever.
Right.
Talking about excuses, many times you would hear people say, I did not get a bill. I
Yes.
did not receive a bill. What
For those
should customers
persons who did not receive bill, firstly, we generate bills for you once you would have been receiving the service. We try to generate your bill. And or sometimes for unfortunate reasons, the bill may not be delivered to you. But we have our customer call center, whom you can call. Our customer call center is right now operating from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Okay.
So you can call us on 227-8701. One of our staff will answer you. And what I appeal to customers is know your account number, so that will make the process much faster. If you're aware of your account number, it's on your bill, so you can write it down in your little wallet or whatever you have. Call, give your account number, and ask what's your bill.
Okay.
And for the customers whose service is not metered, your water bill is going to be the same every month. So you can know in advance what your bill is going to be like and make your payments at a convenient time and location.
All right, so wrapping things up there, just remind us the customer service number and the hours of operation, because I was a bit stunned when you said 11 p.m.
Yes, we have expanded where we work now from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. We have staff who are there in the customer call center. The main number for the call center is 227-8701. There is also 227-8703 and 227-8704. At GWI, we've been training our staff so that they can be even more courteous and be helpful to our customers. So please allow us to continue to improve the service as we serve our customers.
And we must add that they're very patient also.
Yes.
Because you hear stories where customers, because they don't understand something, they come and they think it's the fault of GWI, but the staff, they take the time to go through. Also persons who have huge amounts that they owe the water company, staff would take time to help them come up with plans.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Keen. For those customers whom you may have a bill that's 40,000 might be a large amount for a customer. Some customers say 100,000, your bill might be 100,000, it's a large amount. We have payment plans. You can come into GWI and negotiate with the staff how much you can afford to pay on a monthly basis. But bear in mind that payment must cover your current charges and a part of your arrears so that it can be paid off within a reasonable time.
All right, so again, you help them and they help you. Thank you so much there, Jeanette Thomas. This is where we're going to close out this program of The Flow. Thanks to all of our guests for taking time out to help us understand better GWI's metering program and how important it is to you. This has been The Flow, sponsored by the Guyana Water Incorporated. Our guests were Jeanette Thomas, Customer Services Manager, Sunadat Baran, Head of Field Services, Carlos Rodriguez, the Non-Revenue Water Manager, and we had Martin Gurrick with us. And if you have any questions about anything we would have discussed on this program, feel free to call the Customer Services Call Center 227-8701, 227-8703, or 227-8704. You can also email GWI's Public Relations Team at pro@gwi.gy. You can also post queries on their Facebook fan page at facebook.com/everydropcounts. More information is also available at their website, gwiguyana.com, and you can also send GWI a tweet at Guyana Water Incorporated. And I know we're all on those platforms, so it's just a matter of a click away. So chat with the public relations teams also on BlackBerry Messenger. The pin, of course, it's on the screen. So make a note of it so you can have it with you at all times. And just as customer service call center works up until 11 p.m., well, you can be able to chat with them, whatever your issues, whatever time, somebody will get back to you. If you've missed portions of this broadcast, feel free to check out also GWI's YouTube channel as they find more ways to keep you connected and informed with what's happening with the Guyana Water Incorporated. Again, thank you so much to our guests, to our partners here at NCN Incorporated, the studio, the graphics team. On behalf of the public relations team, I am Keen McCrae. Take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Water is life and we need to save it, conserve it, please don't waste it. Use it when it's necessary for cooking, drinking and beating the heat. Save the water.